Prem Subalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Sitaram, everybody. Let's share the mic before we begin with Vishala.
Namaste, Sitaram, and good night to all. On behalf of the members of the Satya Drishti Spiritual and Sporting Group, I would like to take this opportunity to extend a warm and cordial welcome to firstly, our officiating Vyas, Pandit Keshava Gosine, and members of his group, to this, the third and last night of our 3 nights Devi Yagna. Also, special welcome to our Bedi Pandit, Pandit Kushwaha Maharaj, and his Dharam Patni for conducting puja and setting the mood right for tonight's devotion. And to you, the devotees of God, a warm and cordial welcome to each and every one of you. I now humbly ask you to sit back and join in devotion as Panditji takes us through the holy pages of the Mahadevi Puran. Sitaram.
Sitaram. Everybody, welcome again. Tonight we are about to listen to a discourse that is not normally read because it contains a lot of information. But to understand the creation story of your Sanatan Dharma, you need to hear it. In it, you will hear about the creation of time. It is the only place you will hear about where does Lord Shiva come from. I've never heard the birth of Lord Shiva, the formation of Lord Shiva. But in tonight's discourse in Devi Bhagwat, you will hear where it comes from. Think about it. If you've listened to Ramayana, you've listened to Gita, you've listened to Maha Virat, you've listened to Shiva Puran, and you will hear, for example, in all the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, it starts with he's lying on Sheshnag on this ocean, this water. Where does water come from? How did he end up lying down on Sheshnag? Why is he there? Why can't he be on Kailash or a dry spot like Lord Shiva? There are many questions that as Hindus, if you really sit down and discuss or talk about what we do and what we believe in, it has some missing or muddy points we are too sure about. For example, I was told in the temple here we have Shaka class. In some places they have Surya Namaskar and just the Namaskar part, the Pranayam part. And if somebody asks you, well, I understand you're doing, let's just say Lord Shiva prayers, and he's standing there in the Murti or the Lingam, wonderful, good. What Surya Namaskar have to do with that? Why do you face east when I'm doing Lord Shiva prayers and it have the runoff for the Lingam, and the Lingam trough has to face south, north, where he is sitting in Kailash, this offering is made for him, the rules then. Do you know the part? For example, at the very onset, remember this is a Gyan Yagya. If somebody asks you, how do you arti a lingam? You're a Hindu, everybody does lingam puja. Let's say Shivratri time come, you have a wonderful Narmada lingam. How do you arti a lingam? Well, Babs, I know arti in clockwise, 3 circle like this. Remember, the point is you want to walk around your lingam. That's why we have him in the middle. If he's against the wall, like how Lord Shiva is there and I can't walk around, then I'm going to make 3 circles like this to circumambulate the form, to gain the blessing. But the lingam have some rules. The lingam is not supposed to arti like this. The reason for that. First of all, how is it supposed to be done? And I'm quoting Lingam Puran, half a circle like this. The reason for it, when you reach above in your circle, let me say at the 12 o'clock point, if we're doing it like a clock then, the high point, if you watch your lingam, if the tarya is here above the lingam, the light on top, it'll cast a shadow on the lingam. And it says that if you do that, you're going to inherit sin. You're going to get punished, trouble. The same thing is read about this lingam when we talk about the Nirmalayam. Remember the first night I told you about the Parsad for the lingam? Now, another rule, the artin for the lingam. Then another rule. You ever hear somebody say, oh, it is a broken bay leaf, not to offer it. The rule is even if it come from the tree, broken, tattered, a pinhole, a tear, don't offer it. It is better to offer one good bay leaf than 1,008 bad ones. What's the problem? The karmic reaction of that is that you end up with damaged eyes, cataract in today's world, glaucoma, etc., or blindness. So when the person goes, in my example, to the lingam prayer, you have to know what you're doing. So I want to do it correct, if you understand what I'm saying, so that I could get the blessing, but I don't get punishment. Because there are people who are doing prayers, in my example, at the very onset, doing lingam prayers, and I'm doing it wrong. I'm seeing trouble, more trouble in my life. What are doing these prayers for? If all I'm getting is trouble, if all I'm seeing is hardship. But when somebody says, the vision, the drishti, to see the God, sometimes we look at the quality of the tarya, the quality of the prasad, let me just say, how you call it, cream of wheat or patch prasad. Who make the prasad? She could make prasad better than he, etc. We focus on the flowers. Make sure and get me at least one mother of flowers. Good. But we don't study the person who doing the prayers. We don't study. Sometimes there are people doing prayers, and you see it in Gita where you talk about sattvic prayer, rajasic prayer, tamasic prayer. Tamasic prayer, I learn about what is good and bad, and I don't care how it go. If the people want to eat the prasad before I offer it, let them eat it. If the lady unclean, if the person is fast and they have to make my prasad before it offer, man only do. It don't matter. There's no standard in the prayer. Rajasic prayer, the same puja, same flag, same mahanbhog, everything, same. What's the difference? I'm doing it to show people I can do prayers. It have some people, yes, are sitting in front of the baby, but me watching the murti, I'm watching to see who come. I'm more interested, you see the sari. That is my focus, but I'm doing prayers. Sattvic prayer, I follow the rules of my scripture. Baba, that is how I had to prepare it. That is what I'm looking for. That is the best gift to put. Meaning, right now, mangoes in season, everybody have a plastic bag in their pocket, and they're going by the neighbor to get 2 doodles, 2 Julie, whatever they get. That is the most appropriate fruit to offer. Let me say, I'm in college still, and I cannot make prasad to save my life. Do the prayers. Do your prayers. But nowhere in the prayers does it say, go and buy apple, pear, banana, even. You know what it tell you? What in season. What in season. Then you offer that. So if you have in your yard, in your garden, a cucumber that have plenty seed, a papaye that have plenty seed, very appropriate. Offer that in your prayer. Your mango, offer that in your prayer, and you'll get the blessing. Sometimes people have the last dollar and they cannot spare it, but they'll do it for the prayers. They have prayers, but oh God, are they bound to put that for that pundit boy? Oh God, I really couldn't afford it. I had to buy this and I had to buy that. And come and see a mango tree now in your yard. In my example, what is the only way that you would be able to do sattvic prayer? You have to understand your prayer. You have to know what we're talking about with Gita, chapter 7, wisdom. The devotee that has and practices the knowledge, the wisdom that they gain through meeting like this, that is the dearest person to Krishna, because you gain in knowledge. Tonight, we're going to discuss some things that I am telling you never hear. The source of everything, where it come from, where the water that is we talking about Lord Vishnu floating, where it come from. Tonight it will tell you about Lord Shiva. It will tell you how it started. Because as the auntie was telling me, in the Christian faith, in the Muslim faith, it have a creation story. But the Hindu has a little more depth. And this is why you can't just say in 1-2 minutes conversation, this is how Hinduism preaches creation. If it was, and science tell you the same thing, if anybody here married a brother, married a sister, they will tell you it, that madness. the genetics in the two people will cause sickness. People will get all type of cross-breeding genes and disease and mental problem. Don't, in our Trinidad culture, if a lady, as we were talking about Indian arrival, if a lady was in one estate and a man was from a different estate, you couldn't marry even somebody in your own estate or your own village. Our people were so careful about inbreeding, or as we would say locally, marrying your family, that they would do proper, when you're doing the wedding, and they have something before the kanyadan is done, something called sukochar. They are searching out, who is your father, who is your grandfather, who is your great-grandfather, where all you come from, to make sure we are not related, so that the genetics of the children are very safeguarded and of a pure quality. We don't talk about the first man and first woman. We don't. Truthfully, it wouldn't make sense. So what? Everybody who procreate, billions of people on the earth now, is what? Brother and sister? The Hindu did not believe that mankind just came like that. In science, you hear that you have one cell organism, little things, water, the environment for life. You couldn't create man first and then make the tree and make the fruit, etc. In Hinduism, as you will hear, the season, the time, the concept of day and night, that had to be created first, and then life came into it. Who created those things? Where did it come from? When you consider that now we are learning, when you watch out into the vastness of space, you're seeing one universe, two universe, more universe. Where is that in other culture, other religion? It's missing. But in yours, as you will hear tonight, the creation of not only one universe, but multiple universe. When children today watching Iron Man and all the different fancy show, and you hear they talking about the multiverse, those things are Hindu scripture being fed to you under a different name, you know. Only Hinduism talk about, in every, and I'm jumping forward here, only Hinduism says that on the body of Lord Vishnu, for every paw he had, sitting in the paw was a different universe, too much to count. Only Hinduism preaches that there are different Brahma for each one, different Shiva for different one. There's discourse where Hanuman Baba, in one of the Ramayana, lost a ring. Summarizing, forgive me. And when he went to find the ring that Sri Ram wanted to send for Sita Mata, he's asked, which Hanuman are you? From which universe have you come here? So he said, which Hanuman? Hanuman, it's one. He says, no, there are many Rams. There are many Leelas running at the same time. Time is spinning in your universe and time is spinning in the next universe. Which one are you? And when he showed him where the ring, where Hanuman went to find his ring, there was, imagine this floor coat in ring, that many Hanumans had come before. Sometimes when we are listening to discourses, for example, consider what I'm saying. When it's Ganesh Utsav, and you hear one katha, Shipran will tell you, Lord Shiva threw the Trishul, and he cut the neck of Ganesh Baba. But then I go hear in a different discourse, Shani caused the head to fall off. In a different discourse, Krishna. In all that discourse, consider what I'm saying. Hindu, how come, and I just say it like a joke, but if you watch Hanuman Baba and everybody, they're real slim and nice, muscular, fighter. How come this fella have a big belly? Remember, I worship him. You have to know what he represents. There is a discourse one time. Remember, time happening in different places. I'm using it as an example, but it is true. Brahma Vaivat Puran, Ganapati Khan to the end, it says that Ganesh Baba is a reincarnation of Parvati. Ganesh is a reincarnation of Krishna that came to Parvati as a child. And Parvati is feeding Krishna, come to test she then as an old pundit. And he said, Ma, hungry, I'm hungry. And imagine she put him in the middle and she started to take out food. So he said, Ma, with all this food, I didn't want all of this. With all this food, I'll get big and fat. She said, babe, Uncle Pandit, you get big. A mother is a lady who does feed you. Not only make you, a mother is also somebody who feed you while you were developing. Today, let this mother's love make you big and rosy. Don't be maga and sick and trembling as he was in the moment. In that moment, think what I'm saying. When we sing in different bhajan, you just hear people singing Lambo Dada, the one with the big stomach. As somebody with a big stomach, that's not something to sing about. Who going and sing I have a big stomach? Everybody shame at the belly. But in this case, because of the blessing of that lady, Krishna takes the form with this huge form. But only if you understand that in one universe, Shiv Baba cut off your head. In one universe, Shani Dev make your head fall off. In a different place, Krishna come in. And everything is happening at the same time. And when Lord Vishnu is lying on Sheshnag, he's watching and monitoring all this is happening. Rolling. And sometimes when you are listening to Katha, it would confuse a child. But as adults, you have to understand that there's so much happening in creation that when you think about how the Hindu in our text, the first set of, skin graft and surgeries came from Hinduism. When, remember, a big part of your patra is astrological movement. The moon and the sun, long before anybody had that. The entire study of astrology in other creation, in other religion, in their creation, it doesn't talk about that. Think what I said. The Hindu, if you understand what patra is, we know when it's full moon, the moon affects the ocean. The magnetic pull, the moon come a little closer to the earth, so looking big in the sky. The water is being pulled up. The same beach, check it in 2 weeks when it's dark night. Come. What the Hindu believe, this is you. And the moon is coming close to you. So the rays of this magnet is pulling. Your body have fluid just like the sea. Blood, urine, tears, etc. So now you're going to be more aggressive, more quarrelsome, more cry, children hyper. You hear people say you're moving like the moon, man. You're moody like the moon. If I hit you today, you're normal. But when it's full moon, you want to lick me down. As the moon is changing, you changing. And you cannot see the magnetic pull. But your patra is saying, if this is you, follow me. The moon and what it do you, the Mars, what it doing you, all the planet, what it interfere in. Who does make you forget to pull the seatbelt? Who does make you forget to say good morning, good evening, and somebody go vex with you in your job, etc. When you do stupidness, who force you to do stupidness? When you hit the girl, where you hit the girl for, boy? Where you do that for? Why? Why it had to reach to that? Babs, I really did not think. I just do it. I just make the mistake. Think about it. What influence in you? In our creative katha, something had to make that. There's a lot of intricate things happening, but it's just physically we can't see. You don't see what the moon doing to the seawater, but it's happening. The air you're breathing, where that come from? If Adam and Eve is created God, tell me where oxygen, nitrogen, all them things come from. When it happened, because all you hear, something happened, look at somebody living in a garden. Hinduism explained to you where the air, where the earth, in our last night discourse, from the water, it part, and the first set of islands, or what we call in today's world, continent, started to form. Tonight we continue in that. And I hope you remember, with the limited time I have, this is a long discourse. Bear with me, but I want you to remember some of what you learned tonight. You're going to understand your dharma a little more. Believe it. Everybody, at this time, let me stand and begin with a short arti. Because we have plenty of things to talk about. Everybody stand, put your hands together. Ladies, please cover your head. This arti, Sunamedi Devi, is taken from the part where Durga Mata is fighting the Navratri war. Parvat Vasini, she rested on the Vijay Dasmi. Today is Dasmi Day. The day she's resting. On this day, people do Devi's Puja. And this is where Brahma went and he was begging her. Dhupa, Deep, Naivedya, Arati. Mother, we offer you incense. We're doing your Arati. We offer sweet rice, Arati. Mohan Bhoga Lagawe. We're giving you Mohan Bhoga. Mother, Suno Meri Devi, listen to my prayer. Oh, Suno Meri Devi, Parvatavasini, Tera Paranavaya. All you help me sing now. Oh, suno meri Devi, Parvatavasini,
Tera Paranavaya, Tera Paranavaya.
Pan Supari Dwaja Nariyal,
Pan Supari Dwaja Nariyal,
Le Tere Ved Chadhaya,
Le Tere Ved Chadhaya.
Suno meri Devi,
Parvatavasini,
come on everybody.
Tera Paranavaya, Tera Paranavaya.
Satyuga Dwapar Treta Madhye,
Satyuga Dwapar Treta Madhye,
Satyuga Dwapar Treta Madhye,
Satyuga Dwapar Treta Madhye,
Kaliyuga Raja Samaya,
Kaliyuga Raja Samaya.
Oh suno meri Devi,
Parvatavasini, Tera Paranavaya, Tera Paranavaya.
Dhupa Deepa Naivedya Arati,
Dhupa Deepa Naivedya Arati,
Mohan Bhoga Lagaya,
Mohan Bhoga Lagaya.
Oh suno meri Devi, Parvatavasini,
Tera Paranavaya, Tera Paranavaya.
ज्ञान भगत में तेरी गुण गावे,
ज्ञान भगत में तेरे गुण गावे,
मन वांछित फल पाया,
मन वांछित फल पाया।
ओ सुनो मेरी देवी, पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारण पाया,
तेरा पारण पाया,
तेरा पारण पाया,
तेरा पारण पाया।
Om. Let's pray together, everybody. Gajananam Bhut
Bhutaganasevitam
Kapeta Jumbo
Paracharadhakshitam
Umasutam Sho
Kavinashikayatam
Namami Viganeshwara
Parapankajam
Sarva Mangala Mangalye
Shive Sarvartha-sadhike
Sharanye Trayambike
Gauri
Narayani
Namostute
Gurur Brahma
Gurur Vishnu
Gurur Devo
Maheshwara
Gurur Sakshat
Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri
Gurave Namaha
Jayanti Mangala Kali
Vajrakali Kapalini
Durga Shama Shiva Datri. Everybody.
Swaha Swadha Namostute.
Let's do a couple of verses of the Devi Bhagavad Sumiran. Ma, tonight as we are about to listen to your katha, just by listening to your prayer, by listening to your text, by understanding you, I get the help and the blessings, the blessedness that I need. Please help me to remember something here. Gauri Shambhu Gira Guru Govinda Ganapati Gang Sumire Vyasa Bhasha Karta Devi Katha Prasang Jasu Deha Mati Mati Vishaya Sthitita Jo Jagamat Matina Lekat Jahi Rupako Mati Prirakadyan Sakala Nigama Uttam Samani Trileka Jagavan Matu Bhavani Ke Charana Namo Namah Sukhakan Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namaste Namaste Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Dhaya Rupena Samsita Namasasye Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Everybody. Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Devotees, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Tonight we enter Book 9, Chapter 2. Narad Muni is speaking to Lord Vishnu. And he's asking, where we left off last night, he's asking some questions. There are some words as a Hindu you hear time and time again. In Bhagavad Gita, many of the things that you will hear in your Puran, he's dealing with it. But he deals with it so quick, so short, that sometimes the person is left wondering, what did he just say? What did he mean? In fact, Bhagavad Gita is finished in chapter 2. And Arjun didn't understand nothing. It was too quick. So he says, Prabhu, you're going to have to explain that for me in a little depth. And he started to go into 3, 4 upward as he explained it more. In Gita, you will hear Prakriti, you will hear Purusha, you will hear words. If I ask you today, at the very onset, what Shakti mean? I hear people is do Shakti Puja. I hear is catch Shakti. Like if it's a common cold, you just catch it. Think what you're saying, eh? You just catch it. Like if it pass in here, whoop, you could jump on you like a spirit. It have rule state. It have code of conduct. It have a right way to live. It have none of that. You catching virus. For this reason, young people are afraid of Shakti. There are many people afraid to do Durga Puja. There are many people who will tell you, I've never done a Durga Puja by my house. I'm afraid that. In the first night I told you, because of these things, these concepts, people came into our religion and said, you should love Saraswati. You should love Lakshmi. You should love Sita. You should love Durga. But Kali, ostracize Kali. The lady who could fight when the enemy is invisible, when your life is in the worst form of negativity, throw that away. You would not see that in Christianity. You would not see a Christian say, you know, I believe in some parts of my religion, but some parts, Same for Islam. But Hindu now gets so accustomed of other people affecting your religion. You will hear people say, you see how fair they look? I like them, but she too dark. Think about it. So that prejudice even exists in your prayers. Because there are forms of that same Saraswati called Neela Saraswati, where that Saraswati is in a dark form. But you and I, truthfully, be honest with yourself, me I know about that, Baba. Me, I never do that. There are people who only know Saraswati Puja is to remember the homework. Think what I'm saying? But then it has Saraswati where you want to get into the marriage and teach the person how to forget. The ability to forget, which is allowing you now to heal. You know, she to say all kind of stupidness, Baba, I had to forget that. The child says something dotish when they was 18. Forgive, forget. Move on. Don't hate them. Don't become so hateful. I could forgive, but in order to forgive, you have to forget. For every lady who went and make a baby and the pain, all the different suffering, how you just go and do it again? And you just have to forget somehow some of that pain. Don't worry, Babs. Don't worry, husband. We're going to do it and we'll get through. I want to see a girl child. I want to see something else in your head now, but not the pain. But if, I just always say this, if I take a knife and I cut my finger and you see blood, I losing a drip of blood, and it hurt, oh God. But tomorrow I come and cut back my hand the same way. And you're going to say, I'm mad? You know you're going in pain and you're doing it again. Ask any lady who have 5 children, 6 children, where she suffering from. How she do that? And they know, and I just pray seeing at discourse with Saraswati where she says, I give you the ability to forget now pain, hurt, the hurtful words. You just see people, ladies in particular, the mother-in-law say all kind of thing about them. And that same daughter-in-law is the one who have to come and wipe and clean and bathe like baby now. Babs, that was then. I do my duty. I take care of them and God go see what I do. Think about it. Who gave you the ability? Who make you so good? Not everybody could do that. When somebody say God make you so, boy, wow. It really has something inside of you divine. Tonight, here where Narad Muni wanted to know. He said, I've heard that the energy is separated. Given a person auspicious birth, how to do prayer, the ability to meditate, to control your breath. There are different passages, kavach, mantras, stotra, chalisa, as we say. Things to preserve the life, the happiness in this life, but the life that we have. How is that made? I have heard that there is space, outer space. There is something called the soul, the Atman. There is kala, time, the different directions, north, south, with the conversation with the direction. When you hear somebody say, bow to the north, bow to the east, imagine these people didn't have telescope. They didn't know it had this and that, like how me and you could go up on the computer or the phone and pull up an app. But our religion is guided by direction. You are so old. Sanatana Dharma is so old. How did you know to put a devta in charge of, when you're putting on your jandi, where's your jandi? Northeast corner, Baba. Vastu Sastra. The direction for the first post hole, northeast corner. Kubir, when Ravan kicked him out of Lanka, they put him in charge of a direction and they give him that if you do prayers in that corner, you will get gold, riches, prosperity. If you put your kitchen in your house on the southern side of the property, everybody does have, you ever feel, you know, we just have family, we just have friends, and sometimes you go by somebody's house, girl, may I feel to eat here now? And then when you reach by somebody's house or a mother house or somebody, you feel, boy, if Christmas come and me eat in that lady house, this is not Christmas. I have to eat here. I have. Everybody just gather by this lady house. That feeling, think what I'm saying. Hindus peg it to the direction. That is why, and you know your front door supposed to face east. Some might you know where it come from. The worship of the directions. I've heard that existed. I heard something about this universe coming from an egg. I heard about Golok. I heard about Vaikunt. All these different things. What is the history of it? Let's join together as we do one or two slok tonight to understand our Dharma. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole
All help them sing.
Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Dina Swarga Swarga Ye Ati Kunda Kurta Maksha Ye Vina Mrida Garta He Kura Kulayati Himaishwara Nahi Shamayata Jaya Bhole
Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Maha Vishnu says, O Muni, the mole Prakriti is this Brahman that we've been talking about. Last night we talked about Brahman, this energy, the electricity that is in the light bulb. This is the root cause of everything that you are talking about. Time, creation, heavenly places, hellish places, all come. Mankind, animal kind, microbiological. When you see we taking out food, watch how you just pray. We taking out, let me just say, you know, all this talk, the dead man, he like fry aloo, so we had to make fry aloo and it's pandara. Like the dead man is the one who come in to eat it. But I feed it Christians, so that's a different story. But the first share of food is go by the kush grass. Dear God, you eat it. I offer this to you. The second share is go to burn. Why it is go to burn? Let the microbes, the germs, the amoeba for children in school, I wish to feed them, let them benefit from this prayers. Let the deceased get the benefit as if he feed them too. So in your dharma, you even acknowledge that form of life, to that extent. That is why you burn it. Because when you're offering that food, you don't say swaha, go to the devatas, swadha, go to the pitras. We don't say that. You're burning it to convert it, oxidize it, change it, and allow germs to different form of life, like dog, like bird, like cow, like ants. Let everybody eat. But who get any blessings? The deceased in this example. He says this Prakriti is the form that is manipulated, made into the flowers, the stone, the earth, for children to understand, major, minor forms. He says then, Prabhu, who is molding the Devi? Who is molding this energy? He says, this is what you call the Purusha, or the male part. Female is Prakriti, male is Purusha. He says in the example, I am reading verse 8 of chapter 2, he says, understand the goldsmith wants to make the gem, the ring, the bera, whatever. Could he make it without the gold? He has to get the gold in whichever form it come in, and he would hammer it, beat it, switch it, change it, and it looks different, but inside is still gold. It could be a ring, it could be a bera, it could be what? Gold. In the example, Devi is the goal in the Prakriti, and the Purusha is the person saying, Mother, stand up as a tree. Mother, stand up as the sun. Mother, stand up as the moon. And for this reason now, with the moon, you get different season. Think about it. And we just say, when is Christmas time? The days be shorter. Daylight time? Who make it? This is how. Vishnu tells her, dear mother, change, switch your direction. The turning of the sun. It is Hinduism who says all the planets were doing, like you with the lingam doing arati, all the planets were doing circumambulation to the sun. They were going around him. How did we know about that before it had telescope? Think about what I'm saying. When they are saying, if you're Mangalik and Mars is in your birth plot or your birth chart, when it is 12 o'clock, you cannot get married. There are certain things in that Abhijit Mahud at that time. Don't get married at that time. So you'll see some people getting 3 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning wedding. It have a lagan, it have a time. Think about what I say. How is it that this type of time, it came now into your prayers? Imagine I book puja by you. Understand what I'm saying? And I came 11 o'clock in the night to do Hanuman puja by you. I was very busy today, auntie. Inside of your heart, you go like that? Is that the right time to do the same prayer? No, Baba, you're mad. Come when it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, the sun now clipping, the place is hot. The temperature is not hot. Very conducive to my Hanuman prayers, and I will feel, I know I will be more successful in my outcome. So in your puja, it have a time, it have a temperature, it have a way to offer the prayer. It even have a color to wear when you're doing puja, not so? Lord Shiva in Shivran says, the color blue when I'm sitting for prayer. You ever notice in your decoration, you never have blue? You went to a wedding, you ever see the decorating blue? He says, I keep blue for things that are not real, illusionary. So mother asks him, what are you talking about? It is not fit to wear when you are doing puja. If you see me lying in a blue jersey, don't vex with me. When I am offering, the blue, he says, I keep it, watch the ocean and it just look blue. You ever cup the water and find blue in your hand? You watch the sky, look blue. You ever went in a plane and see blue? He says those things are illusionary. And when the person dress, if somebody said, do not wear jeans when you're doing puja, think what I'm saying. It's a common thing, and little children is asking, what happened to them? Them stupid. Them always have a problem. The blue is not fit for prayers because it is as if your body is open. You are naked. That is part of your religion. So when you're sitting for prayer, we don't wear blue. The tradition of wearing white has all the colors in it. So when the sun hit the person, the energy raised in the person, the red, the yellow, the different fragment, gives you now the ability to increase your Lakshmi, get your money, overcome sickness, etc. Please tell me about this. He says the first thing you have to understand is some words. He says this Sh talks about the Ashivad or the prosperity, the divine power. T, K-T-I, denotes the mighty strength of that divine power. For this reason, Devi is given the word Shakti. Mool Prakriti, the Mool meaning the original power. That Shakti, when somebody uses that word, the prosperity or the divinity, the source of that divine power, it is very great, it is mighty, it is most powerful, hence she is called Adi Shakti, Mool Shakti, Pran Shakti, Shakti worship. I am worshipping, but the energy, not necessarily the murti, the look at the murti, the material the murti make, because we just get it all how. I have a small murti, that is good. We need a big one. When we get a big one, more blessings. No, you have it wrong side. It's what the murti represent. The Shakti is not that physical form you see in there. If somebody says you worship, and you just get licks with this, correct me if I'm wrong, you just worship idol. No boy, that idol there, that murti there, is for me to focus my mind a little bit. But when I get deeper in my dharma, I'll understand that it represents something. The Shakti. What is Shakti? Listen. Bhaga represents knowledge, prosperity, wealth, fame. Fame, let me give you an example of fame. You ever hear somebody born, a 5-year-old, 6-year-old child, could dance, could sing, could play an instrument, and you're wondering, wow, how you do that? And you're born with a gift, as they say, you have a gift. Who gave you the gift? What is this gift? Bhaga is the energy in this example that makes you famous for goodly things. For this reason, that person who has the power or is the power for you to understand maths naturally, to be prosperous, your hand good, you marry the girl Ishdevta is Lakshmi Mata, when she come, now you start to perform with money. Boy, Pandit, when I married that girl, when I had that girl child, there is where I get the Lakshmi in my hand. Things went better for daddy when this child was born. That goodness, that prosperity, she is referred to as Bhaga, and because she is the one who is holding this Bhaga, she is called Bhagavati. Bhagavati is the female that holds the power for all these different things you and I want. We want to be prosperous, we want to be healthy, we want this, that, and the other. The male or the Atma that is constantly in union with Bhagavati is the person who is called Bhagawan, or the male form that is coupling with the Prakriti, that gives you and I the ability to understand things, to remember how to unlock the phone, which app, to work the WhatsApp. Some people have the knowledge, some people don't. Children born, nobody a teacher that how you know to operate that control. Who teach you to program this thing? How that divine, think what I'm saying, who give you it? There are many discourses in Hinduism, for example. Now the Western world talking about when the baby in the belly play music and read book for the mommy and let the daddy do this, that, and the other. But it's Maha Virat when you hear Arjuna was talking to the womb. Son, this is how to fight war. This is how to do this. And the baby grow with the knowledge. It's Hinduism when it's 3 months sanskar, 6 months sanskar. We have a whole Devi for the lady's body as she's developing. She don't know what tomorrow come in with. But mother, take care of the womb and bless the lady. That when I can't understand Spanish. I don't know. I had to go to school to learn Spanish. But when I went to do prayers yesterday, a child was crying. Think what I say, ne? So I said, well, what are this child crying? Like he hungry? I don't have Pandit. They're hungry? What happened to this child? No Pandit. I don't know if this ever happened to you. No Pandit. You see that cry? That means the child want to bathe. That cry means the child want to pick up. That cry means the child want to, he hungry. Think what I say. Who teach you that? Where you learn that from? How you know to understand what cannot talk? How you know what the child need? Hinduism says there's a goddess with the name Shakti, that is the energy that makes you a mom. That ability. But together, when you hear somebody says Bhagwan Visnu, Bhagwan Shiva, that Bhagwan means the male. That is like the goldsmith, kneading and making mother. One day mother will be a tree, one day mother will be a murti, one day mother will be a plant. He is the one guiding her. Thank you very much. God bless you. In this way, the Prakriti or the energy could be with form, Sagun Brahman, fancy word, Nirgun Brahman, invisible. Lord Vishnu, please tell me more about it. And he was asking about the first form. What is the first form? Because it have a lot of confusion. When you go Hare Krishna temple, they say we are doing the correct thing, man. Krishna is all, and I don't understand how they come to that. He says the KRS represents the bhakti a person feels, and the na in Krishna signifies the acts that you do. Do it for him. Love him, do it for him. The first person in the whole existence was Krishna alone. Let me hear verse 37. Let me go on. Slok 37. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Nana Prakriti Shaktam Murti Manavaradhika Sukyayatam Bhogayenayati Brahmandinataha Nacha Parameshwara Yoniyayati. Jai Radha. Everybody.
Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari
Bol. Gayatri Yosham Yata Surate Suvrata Nisansadna Jatam Shrutaye Ayaham Mahakram Hayati Maha Virat Yata Tara Brat Sajanam Tat Sarvayati. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol.
Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. From Krishna's body in this text in Devi Bhagwat in Brahma Vaivat Puran, it is given when he was by himself and he wanted to create. He separated from one form. Krishna, as you know him, the left side comes in half. His body separates. So now there's Krishna on this from the right hand side, and the left hand side came the Devi. The Devi is who we call Radha. From that left hand side, this Devi, she's described in many slokas, good looking, her face had the lust of the moon, etc. This is the reason, as a Hindu, when you sit and you're taking the left hand and touching the right hand, because the lady is on the female, the goddess comes from the left hand side, collectively in my body, I am offering whatever is being given. This is also the reason when they are tying Bali, the lady ties the left hand side on the wrist, the male is on the right hand side. When it was time to procreate, the male, Maha Visnu, the Bhagawan, holds on to Bhagavati and they copulate. In this way, now, don't feel a being in any way untowards. You live in Kali Yuga, and one of the features of Kali Yuga, natural, human, or animal, or the normal work of sexual reproduction, which is the only way life is propagated between a father and a mother. Kali Yuga is described in Bhavishya Puran as a time when that sexual reproduction is tossed out. You live in a world where people are more and more sexually confused, and whilst they still belong to God, they are still part of His creation, it is not the natural order. In the natural order, it needs a daddy and it needs a mommy. Everything comes from the two of them coming together, and that is the source of creation. This is the moment when that happened. The Father of the universe, after he became exhausted from contact with the heat of the goddess, he released her. From her womb, he impregnated within her, and life was growing within her body. They remained together as her body perspired. From the perspiration of her body was this. Do you remember last time we hear how Brahma said all he was seeing was water? That dark water is a descriptive language that some writers interpret as space, what we call space in today's world, outer space. This water was first created from the sweat of the goddess as she embraced Maha Vishnu in this form. Air is created as she breathed air into this entire vacuum, that there was no particles, there is no air, there is no molecule of air, but it came from her body. Life has to come from her, and in this way, from her body, Vayu came from her right side. The form that is his wife, came from her left side. From their children, Pranaya, Apanaya, Samanaya, Udhanaya, Vyanaya. We talk a lot about doing the pran, controlling the inhaling and the exhaling. But remember, in your body, there is gas in your belly, gas in the intestine, gas sometimes in the nostril, different gas. Hinduism talks in this example is telling you where all is created, where all is first coming from mother's body. So when sometime a person has pain because, as we say, gas or different ailment, there are things we offer in puja, different nutmeg, different things that you will see people boil and drink, and the gas goes under control. From her body came the perspiration. On her right side comes Varun Dev. Last night we heard that they all had their Shakti. Where did their Devis come from? From the left side of Radhika Devi comes Varuni, who was the consort of him. This is where in our text you will hear it have an ocean of salt water. There's an ocean of sweet water, an ocean of milk, an ocean of oil. And you'll say, an ocean of oil? Where is that? And then you'll hear it have a pitch lake, for example. It have an ocean of salt where people harvest salt. Different things do exist. And it all came from her body. In this way, Shakti started to release life whilst within her body for 100 manvantar, for many cycles. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali, going. Many of that is happening. This egg was growing within her. So far, there's just water and air. There's no human being yet. Krishna watched her grow. Krishna remained with her, caressing her, helping her in this fragile state. And when she gave birth, and when she saw the egg come out of her body, she became bewildered, she became angry, she began to cry, and she takes the egg and she throws it. This is not what I wanted. The same lady who makes it. This is not, I wanted to see the eyes of the baby, man. I was hoping to see a boy or a girl. I was hoping to see beauty. Not an egg. Krishna saw that this is his creation. This is his life. O angry one, verse 50 of chapter 2, those of you following. O cruel one, when you have forsaken out of anger this son that is coming from this egg, this universal egg, today I put trap on you. You will not be able to hold children again. From your body, from your womb, from your garba, no other children will come. If in your knowledge, if somebody says Hindu had too much of God and too much of God and too much of God, no. For children to understand, we put a name to the different ways the energy works in you. The sound. When you taste pepper, how your tongue does react. When you taste sweet, how your tongue does react. When you eat something you like, you ever hear, I just do it regular, I'll be honest with you. You eat something nice or you drink something nice, you ever hear somebody say, They approve. It is approved. That tendency that it triggering something in your brain, we will put a Devi name to it. But people is get tired for the multi and the Devi and the name. But in truth, could you tell me, Saraswati has a child? Lakshmi has a child? Durga has a child? Where did that come from? This is where Krishna tells her, there is no more coming from you. And whilst Krishna got very angry, from his tongue came the consort of Brahma, who would become the consort of Brahma. Very white clothing. In her hands she had all the books, she had ornaments, but she does not have weapons. He called her different names, but Saraswati was this individual. As time is passing, the egg is floating on the water, on the ocean, toppling left and right as it is not ready to come out. But from the body of Radhika on the left hand side come now Kamala Devi or Lakshmi Mata. And she appears in a two-handed form and a four-handed form. Krishna separates himself, two-handed form, four-handed, Maha Visnu, Narayan form. He says, Lakshmi, you go and live, you go and procreate, you go and, build universe with Narayan. Saraswati remained with Brahma, who had also taken form. But because they were coming from the body of Radha, they are not going to have children. Lakshmi and Saraswati have no children. They are issueless, as per verse 58 of this chapter. From Kamala, from Saraswati, different forms started to come. From the paws of Krishna came the male forms. All the gopas that we know in Krishna Leela came from him, but plenty people put a name to them. Let's say Sudama, for example. Sudama is supposed to be in when Krishna take avatar. But when you hear the history of this song, this have to do with that Sudama. Only Lord Vishnu have this in his hand. Lord Shiva do have it. That same Sudama gets vexed in a different katha, and he puts a shrap on Radha. How you could talk to my Krishna so? When you come upon the earth in Krishna Leela, you will not get to marry him. You don't love him, don't marry him. You see the picture where they see home where Krishna and Radha stand up together? That is not from when they were on earth. He did not marry Radha. He marries people like Satya, Rukmini, etc. But she turned on him and said, you forget who I am. I am the source of everything, and you're talking to me as if a child roughing up her mother then. Go with your demonic voice, go and be born as a demon. So he was born as the husband of that, you see that same Tulsi plant we have there? Shankachod. And when they went on the battlefield, and Lord Shiva is ready to kill him, Lord Vishnu said, wait, I had to protect he wife Tulsi, this real prey. And if you only touch him, I had to fight you now. Wait, let me go and stop she from praying. For people who just have prayers, and it is here when the person come by the door, I want to see the person who doing prayers. Wait, they have prayers. Hold on, brother. Don't interfere with them. It have a cause for that. When somebody interfere with your prayers, trouble could come. When somebody come to tell you, you know so-and-so die, when you hear about death, you cannot continue the prayers, depending on who has passed away. So even if it's your cell phone, don't read the message. Don't hear or see that your father so-and-so and so-and-so. It's relevant, same surname then. So-and-so person has died, you cannot continue the puja. So you take the invitation for this news or the death after you finish your puja. Sometimes when you tell people, don't watch phone, don't take phone call midway your prayers, they does not understand why. All your pundits so back at the understand it, have a logic behind it. When Shankachod now, they interfere with she, long story short, I am summarizing. Lord Vishnu interfere with Tulsi, pretend he look like the husband and tell she, girl, our food. As she stop the prayers, Lord Shiva kill the real husband. When, imagine yourself, ladies, your husband is eating with the left hand and now husband eating with the right hand. She pick up on it. And she says, who are you? I am doing my prayers and you come here to distract me. Who are you? And he take the form, Satya Swami with the forehand. And he said, Devi, I is who you're praying to every day. I come to taste your food. She says, so why you had to look like my husband? Tell me the truth. Well, we had to distract him on the battlefield to kill him. He was very outrageous, very powerful. So the one thing I praying for, you want to show me you're going to take it? Your heart black and cold as a stone. I put a shrap on you, Vishnu. From the prayers I say in here, how she's to pray as a wife, I only pray for my husband. I put a shrap on you. Go form on this earth as a black stone, cold, live in the water. Leave your wife Lakshmi in heaven and come upon the earth. That is where, you see on the bed it has something called shaligram. That black stone, man didn't make that. That is fished out of a river in Nepal called Gandaki River. And people bathe that stone because he said, Mother, I accept your shrap. Your prayer is real, clean. And for that reason, I will take that form. And this is how he came. So when on the battlefield, imagine Shankachod, who is Sudama, headless body, all all the gunners of Lord Shiva, they're wailing now and they're ready to lift the body. They are ready to throw it in a fire to burn it. He said, no, 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 no. Leave him. Leave him. Throw his body in the water. And from the bone of Shankachod, all the seashells, you see seashell in different prayers. He says, let the bone of my devotee have a purpose. From the bone of my personality, the person who prayed to me, let every time the bellow they sank, the sound energy, the waves, let it push away bad people and bad things. This is why Lord Vishnu always have this in his hand. This is why they just blow it in your prayers. This is why we worship it when the girl going to get married and Kanyadan, the Lakshmi sang, that different. It is look something like it. But they just put it so and they just offer the water. It's really not from the, how we do the Kanyadan with the broomstick. It's really from this because of the Lakshmi and they just pour it in their hand. This is where those things come from. And this is why Lord Shiva do have a sank in his hand. Because he and the man, you know, fight. So they may want to be together. Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. As life is forming from the female, from Radhika Devi, the female, all the Kanya are forming in her bone, her pores. But just like in the example with Sudama, remember the physical body is a shell. What is forming is the Jiva Atma. The Jiva Atma lives per karma. So at creation, all the Jiva is made. Imagine this female, imagine we take that murti, I take a black marker and I start to make circles all over she body. Let me call that the Jiva, the Atma. But in this Janam, one Jiva came as a dog because of how he lived. Then when God take him back, he said, right, come as a lady, make babies. Then, okay, next Janam, come as a man. You live all how with people? Okay, be a lizard. So then, which one of the body, you're going to say, oh, that is Sudama one. In one birth, he was Sudama. But in a different birth, the Jiva is changing form until such time you go back into the body you come from. In this way, they started to continue and they were building. From the left side of Vishnu, Krishna himself, comes Durga, that form. And he placed her on a golden throne, and he says, Goddess, you will be the face, you will be the force, you will be the light. When somebody light fire, but the light of that fire, think about current cut by you and you light your candle. The light radiating throughout the room. That glow that is going all on the wall that you could see, that is Durga. You will never fail your devotee. You will be the person when people are calling and they are asking for help. You will answer the call. You will be their warrior. You will not be the one that will interfere. People will not be able to use your prayer to do damn and harm and bad. But let somebody come to interfere with your children, you will be the one we will celebrate as the warrior, the defender, the mother of your children. You will be called the Vaishnavi Shakti. You will call the Rudrani Shakti in different katha, where she stand up with Lord Vishnu, where she stand up with Lord Shiva, where she stand up with different people. The katha with Sandhya, where she is in the company of the sun. Why we get up when it's twilight hour to offer with Jal, for example. So in different ways, Mother, you will be the one running the show. Let's hear what happens in this verse. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye. Everybody.
Namastasye. Namastasye.
Namo Namah.
Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita.
Namastasye, Namastasye, Namastasye,
Namo Namah. Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita.
Shuddhaye Pashadhaya Rupam Vidra Tantra Shamamatiha Shanti Ye Laja Tushti Pushti Ye Bhranti Ye Yadhirupani Ate
Nari Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita Namastasye
Namastasye
Namastasye Namo
Namah
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti
Rupena Samsita. Now there are many ways that you could see your goddess, but people put things in a way in this Kali Yuga, in our culture, in the world you live in, that it makes the same religion you practice very perverse. For example, everybody had a mother, and everybody know that a mother breastfeeds. Nobody is supposed to look at a mother in a sexual way, in an inappropriate way, if she's feeding her baby. It is part of natural growth and development. Everybody understand that in the animal kingdom as well as in human culture. But in some people's culture, you have to hide this natural step that is not supposed to be in any way sexual. So people take something as natural and understanding as that and corrupt it. That is the world. When somebody says, what is so bad about Kali Yuga? Imagine that too becomes perverse. But what does he say here in this word? When he made mother, he says, besides the energy, there are forms of life. When we say lesser life, in the animal kingdom, you are not truly in control of your body. When it's time to eat, when it's time to reproduce, the season, the air changes, something happens, and you will see more puppies, more kitten. Life is propagated, but it is not the animal, not the person. The Jew is in a form, but the Jew Atma in that form cannot make a decision. Why is the human better? Because you are able to say, I wish to have children, or I choose not to have children. I wish to have puja, I wish to go to school, study plenty, or not. You choose. If God gives you a limited amount of time, you choose, what am I going to do with this time? Some people use the time for the best, and some people choose not to. But the choice is yours. The choice is yours. When you look at it like that, you understand how much control you have over the time you are given. In this way, mother, you will be the person guiding life. Remember, we talked about how mother sits in the plants and what we call herbs. A whole quarter of your Ved, the Ayurveda, is only herbs and herbal science. Remember, okay, if we understand in today's world the value of aspirin, thinning in your blood, taking away headache, aspirin was one of the biggest discoveries mankind had. All aspirin is a tree. Somebody mashed it up in a lab and they use it, and it had health potency. In we time, everybody they walk away from Saijan. If you find Saijan, God bless you. Imagine in a temple with a crowd like this, we had Saijan, no Baba. And then somebody say moringa. Moringa tea, moringa soap, moringa this, that, and the other. And everybody get back the Saijan. Now Saijan selling in all the market. In the same way, the science of, in this example, the herbs, it there. But just we don't see that tree, that leaf, that root as being part and parcel of that multi. We think it's something separate, something different. He says further, sit in your children as intelligence, buddhi. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsita. Be the person to guide the body how to digest the food. Give them the ability to be hungry, thirsty, to have mercy, to feel sleepy, drowsy, to give the tendency of forgiveness, to have fortitude when everybody is running away and somebody says, come on, let's not give up, let's go and fight. To make a person brave, courageous. It have some people, the house falling apart, and they don't know what to do, they don't know left, right. And then somebody will say, you know what? Let me build a robo drain. Initiative, brain. I am not going to give up. You have to go for treatment. You did how you call it in chemo, and you're vomiting. I am going to be so compassionate and filled with empathy. I'll rub your back. I know if I was sick, you will rub mine. Some people have that Devi with them, and some people don't. Some people will tell you, Mommy, take the beer and she give it to my brother. Let he rub she back. It have people like that. And all is God children. You understand what I'm saying? He continues to tell her, Devi, you be the nourishment. You be the plant. When they eat the plant, transfer the energy, the Shakti inside the body and give them the energy, the molecules. So, for example, a big thing for pundits, when they have to go and do your prayers and they eat, they have to eat a fig. Fig is of all the prayers in the first chapter of the Satyanarayana Brat, the Parasad for Satyanarayana Swami is the Mohanbhog and ripe fig. Very ripe fig. Why? The potassium inside of that. You will not faint. You cannot faint. You're in a positive mood because of potassium, and you will not run toilet plenty. So till today, you will hear India people telling you, hey, your belly giving you trouble, it's going around, eat a fig. It is a natural way of fixing your belly. You're feeling like you want to faint, maybe the potassium in your body a little low. Eat a fig. The food becomes the medicine. Mother, you are the one to do that. Be inside. If somebody, and this is why I'm saying we just take things and make it perverted. But understand this. For the married people here, ladies and men, if your husband touch you, understand what I'm saying? Your husband touch you, that touch would have more reaction. God make this man for me. Or and the vice, the opposite way as well. In your body, different things is happening. In my example, to be, PG for children, let me just say my paws raise. Because this girl touched me, this man touched me. Who give you that reaction? When your paws raise, you just tell your paws, all right, paws, hold up. React. When I watch this fella, I married this man, oh God, and he there across the room, watch how he twist his face, that means he ready to go. He hungry. Is that he quarreling plenty? Who give you that knowledge about this person? He says that you have to go and be the attractive. Something made this boy watch you and fall in love with you. What is love? Why, of all God's creation, this girl catch your eye? Something happened. You're ugly boy, but I'm going to marry you. Don't worry. We're going to make it. You didn't have everything. You didn't have money. You didn't have all this. You didn't have that. But I will try with you in this life. And I will take the little time God give me, and I will spend it with you. How you were able to choose? It was something in my belly. They just tell me, give him a chance. In my heart, in my eyes, I don't know how I end up with this man. Watch how stupid he temper is. But I still like him. He's my stupid pundit. He's mine. Who give you that? Mother, you be the thing that allows two people to come together. Be the attraction, be the love, be the passion, the feelings that this person of all God's creation, this person is the person for me, my body. Make the body ready for the other person. This is your role. If you ask tonight why you are doing Durga Puja, understand Durga is connected to you and your existence. So when your marriage go out, I think, Devi, you had to fix it, When the womb, when the period, when different hormones playing up, when the cancer forming, mother, you had to fix it, And you use your prayer to communicate with that unseen energy, but just for we understanding, are using a reciprocal. When I can see my grandmother has had a call she on the phone is not she. It's a picture, it's a video, but I understand it just helping me see what I can touch. In the same way, he started to give her all the different, all the different roles, all the different names associated with it. This is where you are coming from. Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Let's hear what happens as he's going now into the next chapter, the third chapter. Short, we nearly finished. तुम भरी वीर बलवान महावीर बजरंगी मैं धारो तुम्हारो ध्यान महावीर बजरंगी पवन पुत्र अंजनी दुलारे रघुनंदन के प्यार प्यारे जय 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 हनुमान महावीर बजरंगी तेजस्वी सुदर्शो ये हमता कृष्णायस्य परमात्मानंता आदर सर्व विश्व महाविष्णु प्राप्ति तुम बड़े वीर बलवान मैं दारो तुम्हारो ध्यान तुम्हारो महावीर बजरंगी पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय. After time is passing, the egg that came from the body of mother cracked open, half on either side. From the middle, there was a little boy child. This child looked as if millions of suns, the glow, the luster was so much from this beautiful baby. But there is no mother milk. There is no father's caress. The child is born very hungry, and for that reason he starts to cry. From the body, the Brahman that forms the different universe is being formed. As he's floating on the water that came from his mother, this orphan looking upward, looking all over, left and right, you could imagine the different things started to form on his skin. This form is called Maha Virat, the greatest form. From the finest atomic shell. Today we are learning about electron and going around the atom center, the nucleus. It is written in our text that that was the first thing to form. If the atom is the constituent of all creation, where did it come from? This is why Oppenheimer says, I have become Shiva, the god of destruction. When they created the atomic bomb, when that science was manipulated to create destruction, he refers to Hindu texts because the science, the art of breaking that atomic energy comes from Hinduism. In the entire science study, this Maha Virat, he says he is 1/16 the force of Krishna. As he is the child, he is a piece of him. He is called, because of this 1/16, Maha Visnu. In this way, on his paws, in each paw, the swirling of the universes, the planets start to form. Imagine 1 minute there's no star, the sun is a star. And then from that star, as the different matter is starting to turn, planets are forming. This terraforming is, if you watch the moon and you see how the moon have different crater. On the earth, it have where different meteorite hit the earth and different valleys, hills, different places are formed. This is what was happening whilst it was spinning in the paws of this Vishnu. It is impossible to count how many dust particles are in the air, and likewise it was impossible to check how many universe was being formed. When, if you ever hear me read Brahmanda Puran, Brahmanda means the egg. This universal egg is what we're talking about. In each universe, there is a Vishnu, there's a Brahma, there's a Mahesh. For this reason, when you are listening to Katha, you will hear them say Vishnu, and then in some Katha, you will hear Maha Visnu. There's a difference. In each one, there came Patal, Brahmlok, Swargalok, the place where the Devatas live, etc. But above this boy, there is Vaikunt, higher than all the loks. Sometimes people say, I look up, but I never see heaven. Understand that based on the description, we are living on the surface of Lord Vishnu. And high above him, me and you cannot see our next universe, which is the next pore in his body. But we cannot see above him, it is so far. A distance, calculated distance, 50 multiplied by 10, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 2 million miles from his body is Vaikunt. Above that is Golok. As creation is forming, all the Bhulok, Bhuva, Swarg, Jana, Tapa, Satya, all the different lok, when you hear in different race of mankind, the Alaheim, the Valheim, the different regions, you hear it from the Swedish and the Norwegian people. They repeat what Hinduism had in the different lok. We just say lok and they call it by different names. But different planes of existence, godly plane, divine plane, uplifted people, downtrodden people, etc. In this way, as from his body, all these different forms, places, the different forms of human, depending on their gifts, what we call the Varna or the caste system, the different forms of life, animal life, etc., is pouring out of him. And with the hunger that is still coming from him, Krishna as the Father comes to embrace him. And he says, oh, you who have a dark color like a cloud, be dressed now in yellow clothing, have a sweet smile, and remain here. Never be selfish, never always be fearless, always be the gift of boons. You ever notice when in your katha you hear somebody go, who did this go to ask? Did this go to ask Lord Vishnu, come upon the earth, so you hear Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Kalki, and many others. Lord Shiva is always assisting, but he's not the main form. The hero of the story is always Lord Vishnu. Because of this, always be the person to give upliftment, give help, serve this creation. In his air as the Father, when they do Nam Sanskar, he says the mantra that will guide you, Om Shri Krishnaye Namah, the 6-syllable mantra. With the mantra, Lord Krishna, is the person who feeds Narayan. This Virat. This is the form when Arjun sees the Maha Virat form, this is the form he saw. He says, from today, whatever you wish, ask me now, O child, and I will grant it. He says, Prabhu, bless me to always close my eyes. When you see Lord Vishnu sleeping, what are you doing? Besides watching the creation, bless me to always be conscious of your pastimes. Let me always, whether I have a long life, a short life, bless me to always have that bhakti, that ras, that sweetness of your prayer. Bless me to engage in different type of jap, fasting, yagya, different type of moments where I get to enjoy your discourse and your moment. Always use me to do your work. For this reason, when Krishna has to come upon the earth, he comes through the form of Lord Vishnu, not Saraswati, not Lakshmi, not Brahma, not Shiva. And in this way, Maha Virat was the one who is endowed with all the Shakti. O child, remain everlasting, remain permanent. Let your body divide into the atoms that will guide. From your body, let Brahma spring, and let him use the atomic energy to create solid, liquid, gaseous forms, all forms. Let it all come from you. Agni, the air, the fire need, let it come from you. Together with the goddess, O Bhagwan Vishnu, you today will be the consort of the mother, and today you will always be together with her, doing good. The Maha Virat prayed that, dear Father, please bless me that I must never go hungry. I must never go without sustenance. I must never go as I remain here floating on this water. Verse 52, chapter 4. The Maha Virat is the one who remains on Sheshnag, on the sweat of his mother in that ocean, remaining there, managing. He's the preserver. What is preservation? To maintain it, to feed it, to coax it into keep going. Keep having a population on the earth. Let the oxygen recycle. Let the earth recycle. Let the water recycle. Don't let it just evaporate and disappear. But every day let the rain fall to bring back water. Life must maintain. Remain there, O Virat, and allow this creation to grow. Allow it to recycle through the work of Lord Shiva. Never let energy be destroyed. For this reason in science you hear it, but in our text, you cannot destroy Shakti. You could change her form. Saraswati, Lakshmi, Durga. You could change electrical energy in the plug. It will come as light. It will come as noise in the speaker box. It will change form, but you cannot destroy it. So the person, when they pass in Hawan heat over your body, take off the negative energy. But it have to go somewhere. The sickness, the trouble you have, it have to go somewhere. So the person pass it on their body and go down to the earth and tap the earth. Anybody who born by the foot, any lady who is a sapin and she grow how to fix belly, rub back, take off the pain. If you don't know what you're doing, that person pain and trouble become your pain and trouble. So the person, watch them, they see them hitting the wall with their hand, tapping the wall. Take off the negative energy, go somewhere. This is why when you think was saying, when you doing puja, when you come in the temple, you take off your slippers. When you have puja and you're going to offer your dowry, it could be tile, it could be pitch, whatever you have in your yard, and you just be bare feet. Dear God, I'm praying for help. I'm praying for some change. But let the negative energy, the karma, the heaviness in my life, how I feel today, let it come off. Where it going? It going into the earth. You're grung off. She is there holding all of this. This is how it works, and the person is inside of this whole system of creation. You are standing there, and Mother is working around you constantly. It's just sometimes we see it, sometimes you don't. It have many examples where Brahma thought he forget all of this, and he thought he's the creator of everything, he's the greatest, and he get himself in trouble. In life sometimes, as I pause in here for tonight, it goes on for some other details. This is not an easy discourse. It is a lengthy explanation. And I hope you learn a little tidbit about your Dharma and yourself. But when you go to pray, this is why the Hindu worship with the direction. We bow. When you get married, you bow to the North Star. We just worship the plants. We worship animals. When you have Shraddha, you just go and try to feed the cow. I believe if I feed that cow, my life will leave the body at doing go down, I worship and I feed the cow. I believe that will positively impact my soul's journey. The animal. I believe in having compassion for different people and different life, meaning animal life. Because I understand now that that life is an expression of that Durga. That is why you go see the chicken as the lady. That is why you will see the cow as the lady. The black person, truthfully I say it, the black person as part and parcel of that divinity. But if inside of you, you are harboring racial tendency. But you're saying, dear God, Sitaram, everybody, inside of your heart, it has God for everybody. But you're holding only Brahmin good and Shudra bad. And you find a way to have that discrepancy. Gay people bad, transsexual people bad. Only people who look like you, pray like you, only them good. Then I feel you're saying one thing and you're doing something else. Because believe it or not, different people don't make them bad. Imagine I as a pundit. If I said, you ain't know your Dharma, oh God, you're stupid. Suppose I judge people. You know how to arti a lingam. Or you're doing it, imagine I went to do prayers with a child, and the child didn't do the arti so, they do it anti-clockwise, the wrong way. Imagine they went to do the Hawan and they offered left-hand prayers, which is not good to do, by the way. It have a purpose, but it is not a good purpose. Tantric prayers is done with your left hand. Because the left hand is unclean. And they have a whole kata behind that. Imagine the child make the mistake. You know, all your grandmother, hey, one child is stupid, eh? You ain't know how to offer dar, you ain't know how to do how and condemn. But the pundit now have to have patience. Think what I'm saying and teach the person. Have understanding that God make you different. Maybe an orphan because God didn't give the love a person who had two parents who love them, they're different. If a person have patience with that child from your dharma, from your religion, God make that child too. They're different. But have patience. That child will find a way. Or is it okay? Tell me, is it okay? I have a child that blind. I have a child that have autism. Because they're different, it's good. Take a kick and kick one out the door. Don't feed them. What are you feeding them for? And I correct? No, Baba, you're wrong. You respect life in whichever form it take. Me saying that you want that or you agree with it, you could be different. Different is fine. In Hinduism, we don't criticize and we don't condemn. We see the good in everybody. You want to pray to Jesus, God bless you. You want to pray to Allah, God bless you. Do the good, do it goodly, godly, do the good in it. Charity, do it. Feed people, good. You're teaching children, good. Find the good in it, do it. This is why Hindu we don't preach, join we, come by we. We don't do that. A Hindu could attend a church service, fine. They could go to a blessing in a different, fine, no problem. Eat the food, fine. We don't go. Partner, if you taste the food and the food tasting good, God bless you. We are not small-minded to say, oh, the food is contaminated with a God, and your God different from my God. Oh, you have a different God? Because I feel other people who just condemn Hindu food, follow me, believe in we God more than we sometimes. Because you don't sit down and say your prayers by that food, you know that. Hey, look, we get Chana boy, this thing looking nice. And start. But imagine different religion. When I giving out food, when we have different hamper and food drive and whatever. Pandit, I belong to a different faith. Is that blessed food? If it's yes, it blessed, it offer in prayers. Next time. It have some people who will do it with grace. It has some people who will rough you up. Earlier, mad, I don't believe in them. Them believe that our God, who is real, because it's real, is in the food. You don't believe in that. And when we just say it exists. So don't feel hurt that the person admitting they have God in your food. That's not a bad thing. If they don't have the blessing to eat it and ingest it, and their mind a little less like a child, they understand a little less, don't vex with them. That they take nothing from you. Partner, go man eat your chanana. What are you vexing for? That's like me vexing with a child because a child is making a mistake. Don't do it. If I do it, I'm wrong. If you do it, you're wrong too. Some of the things that we get ourselves in arguments and fighting mine better than yours, truthfully, is because we want to go down to other people's level. But the Hindu is usually very collected, very calm, very responsible, how they talk, how they conduct. We don't go and wage war in God's name. But I could protect myself. What's your God? Everybody have a weapon. Trust me. You interfere with me and enter that door, Bajrang Ban will deal with that. But I am not going to aggress you for land in God's name. Not everybody have that. Please understand, as we wrap up this evening, a little bit about your dharma. When somebody says, no, oh, you just worship idol, understand what that murti represents. And when the person says self-realization or God-realization, truthfully, you're saying where God works inside of your body and your life. And you could see God in all her divinity working inside of you. So that when you sit down to do your little puja, to bribe she and say, ma, look, I bring a little sweet rice, girl, you could change now. Don't let me be sickly. Let me overcome it. I can't pass the exam. Let me overcome it. Change, change. I am so dependent on you, but in all your power, I still believe my prayers is potent to change my fate. If it was written in the patra that you was going to die and you couldn't change it, then what are you doing prayers for? But check yourself. I have $5 in my pocket. You're there busy lighting the Diwali time. Mother lets me bless me. I will turn to $50. I have a sickness. Dear God, I'm doing try and become job Shivratri night. Change it. Let me become healthy. God, I don't want to see this child die. Dear God, change it. Dear God, I can't get a job. Help me to get a job. Change it. This is the power of your prayer. This is the role in the whole thing that is, creation. You have the ability to take the time God give you and change your life, change your faith, change your money, change the addiction, change the trouble with your prayer. So if somebody say, hey, we have in Yag a sacrifice, we're going and give up flowers and we're going and give some fruits and we're going and use it, then you say, boy, I get through. I won't have the whole work to do all this stuff. And I'll get a chance to worship she. I will get a chance. Imagine somebody said, help me light me there for the Wali. I go get a chance to worship Lakshmi. And when she lifts she and she go bless that guy alone, I will get some. When you get the opportunity to eat prasad, do you say, right, these are not my prayers, I can't eat the prasad? No, boy. When I wash that shaligram and the charan amrit, where's charan amrit? It's not panchamrit again, I remember this. Panchamrit mean 5 liquid, but when you're drinking it in your hand, charan amrit mean, charan is from by your ankle to your toe, the foot. When I bathe the shaligram, when Pandit bathe the shaligram and he empty it back in your cup, pay attention when you're doing prayers home. The person is drinking it because it's the washing of Lord Vishnu's foot. That will enrich my life, change my life, give me what I'm looking for. I'm praying to get this, that, and the other. This is how I get it. So I make sure and I get the panchamrit. And they just tell him, before you leave, make sure and get a little thing self. Make sure I need a little piece of the prasad. Your sugar going through the roof because they want to make you fat like me and give all this in prasad. When come and see, and a long time we used to get a little thing so. And it was enough. Because that little bit will give you the blessing. If the big bag so was thing, if it was good, we would give suitcase with prasad just now and more prasad you eat. Your cholesterol will go through the roof, but you will get plenty blessing. It don't work like that. A little bit gives you the same blessing as if you eat the entire bag. Please remember those things. Please remember why you just take the prasad and bow. The little things you do. Up to now, me I tell you fast and do jog and all of that. The little things you do could have a big impact in your life if you understand why you're doing it. If you understand why you just bow, you have to ground off of the earth, and anything you offer on the bed, you just touch the mud. Dear God, I have a headache and I want the headache go. When I touch the mud, let the bad come off of me. Come off, come out. It have to go somewhere. And bring change and bring help to my life. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. As we wrap up, Baba, from your hawan there, you have some ashes, the basma. Whenever you have yag, this is not satsang. There's benefit. We want to help people. As a result of yag, you get blessings. So when the yagna finish, after they do all the hawan, they just leave, they just keep the ash. Night after night after, they don't throw it away. When the last night after the reading is going to happen, now you're going to get a black ticker on your forehead. This is another way from the fuel of that fire, from the burning of that hawan. Understand the basma is what purifies your body. You just see it in different places. When you go Sai Baba, they just give you the ash, the vibhuti. When you go to the Hanuman Murti up the highway, you see Swamiji have a black ticker on his forehead. That have the power of the hawan. And I want to put it on my body. My body has so and so sickness, and I want to see help. Change my fate. Babaji is going to get everybody. Miss Priya, could you walk with him? And I'm going to say some prayers. Just put it ticker, Priya, you put it ticker, Baba, sprinkle water, Shiva Hari time. Everybody put your hands together. It have a reason for all of these things. This Shivaram Stotra is just a passage where you are asking God, please give me victory. What's the victory? The fight in your life every day is a battle. God bless me. help me sing 1 or 2 verses as Baba is coming around. Make sure if you could get a sprinkle, take the sprinkle. If you could get the tilak on your forehead, take it. Shiva Hare Shiva Nama Sakhe Prabhu Trivirata Ajajani. Everybody. Shiva Hare. That line you're saying, make sure you know what you're saying. Lord Shiva, make me victorious, make me happy, make me blessed, make me prosperous. So it is good for all of you to say. Kamalalochana Ramadhaya Nidhi Hara Guru Gajarakshaka Gopati Shivatano Bhava Shankara Pahimam.
Shiva Hare Vijayam Kurumevaram.
Prabhu, when Gajendra the elephant was in trouble, you save him. O embodiment of auspiciousness, O Shiva, protect me, make me victorious, make me happy, make me blessed, make me prosperous. Sujana Ranjana Mangala Bhajati Te Purusha Paramam Param Bhavati Tasya Sukham Paramam Bhutam. Everybody. Prabhu, you could make me happy and you could make me depressed. Make me victorious in this life. Make me happy, God. That which is making me sad, change it. Make me happy and make me good, lucky, prosperous. Jaya Yudhishthira Valdava Bhupati Jaya 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 Kripa Maya Krishna Namostute. Everybody.
Shiva Hare Vijayam Kurumevaram.
Dear Lord, you who are the source of this creation, remember where we now talk about, again and again I bow to you, O Krishna, O ocean of mercy, even if I made mistakes, even if I am a sinful person, please make me victorious, make me happy, make me blessed, make me prosperous. Bhava Vimochana Madhava Mapati Sukha Vimana Sahansava Shivarate Janaka Jararat Raghava Rakshamam. Everybody. Prabhu, just as Sri Ram protects the life of Sita Mata, he saves, he comes to rescue, he plays the whole Leela to save her. Prabhu, with that veracity, with that strength, with that force, protect me. Dear God, make me victorious, make me happy, make me blessed, make me prosperous. Shiva Hare, Shiva Rama Sakhe Prabhu, Trivirata Panivarana He Vibhu, Ajajanishwar Yadava Pahimam. Shiva Hare, everybody. Shiva Hare, Vijayam Kurumevaram. Shiva Hare. Remember our Gita at the beginning, verse 16, chapter 7. There are 4 types of devotee or Arjun. The person who is only praying for stuff, the person who is sickly, the person who doesn't know and they want to know, and the last one, the person who knows, the man of wisdom, the person who knows me but endeavors into me, worship, because I love him, I know him and I love him, I depend on him or her, the goddess, and I want to do worship. I don't need anything. As a person grow, they're supposed to grow up in their ways, in their thinking, in their charity, in their way they look at people, forgiveness. As you get older in marriage, you're supposed to be more compassionate. As you get older in life, you forgive and you stop sweating the little things that irritate you. As children, you get vexed for everything. As you get older, you cool, you timber, you calm down. The person of wisdom, verse 17. Of all these devotees, the person who is identifying in their life where I stand, the person who could worship me, the person who could practice that wisdom where they learn stuff and they put it into practice, know that I am very dear to that person. And in truth, that person is very dear to me. Vindravan Biharilala. As part of our ritual, we must chant a little part of the Gita part. Put your hand together. My advice, if you're praying for peace, if you're praying for, parents today, you make children, well, sometimes their behavior, sometimes they're talking to you, sometimes they forget you. In a marriage, we just have little moments. God, please, please bless me with peace in my life. Gita Pushtak Dhanam Cha Dhenu Puja Samavitam Kritva Cha Tadha Dena Samayakta Kritha Artha Jata Janaha. To make a gift, the presentation of the Bhagavad Gita, the book, along with the little piece of gold, the piece of cotton, enables a person to achieve perfection and success in their life. Pushtakam hima samayukta gitaya prokratiya dhyatva vipra vidushyate jayatena purna bhavam. One should donate a piece, a Gita with a piece of gold, or it has sometimes when you buy the book, you see little gold trim, to a learned Brahman. A Brahman is the person who is knowledgeable about the energy of this universe, the Brahman. That person, when they give that gift of the book with the gold and the piece of cloth, never take birth in this material world again. Instead, the person remains together with Maha Visnu. Satya Pushtak Dhanam Cha Gitaya Prakarotiya Yat Yati Brahma Sadhanam Punar Arvata Dhur Labham. When a person gives in charity copies of this Gita, you attain the absolute, and rebirth is not for such a person. Gita Dhyanam Pravenya Saptakalpa Mitam Sama Vishnu Lok Navapyanti Vishnu no Sahamudati. By presenting the person with the Gita as a gift, that soul achieves liberation equivalent to having given Gaudan. Verse 69. Somebody asked me if I can't give a cow, what to do? Of the Gita Mahatyam, Varaha Puran, verse 69. When I give the information, the body of Krishna in Dan, I attain the planet, the place, Vaikunt of Maha Visnu, and I remain there with him. As creation is unfolding, refolding, breaking up, coming back, going back, recycling constantly, but give it to a person who has the knowledge to use the book, to teach from the book. It has to be recited. If not recited, it has no value to the person. Verse 71 says that one who neither recites nor hears Gita, when prayer, when Dan is given, the ambrosia, the nectar that that person could get, not one day will they receive that nectar, that amrit in their hands, in their body. It is as if they have done prayer, but they did not finish the puja. For this reason, when yagya is being completed, when great moments are being done, such as yagya, gaudan, different type of shrad, for example, it has to be completed with the Gita part, not the Gita book per se, but the value of the Gita. This is something else. Vindravan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Everybody, I'm sorry for running over tonight, but I hope you enjoy your discourse. I hope after this little time you understand Bhagwan, Shakti, Bhagavati, Devi's Bhagwat, what this book is about. When you see the person get the chance, if Vishrota, I'm not sure if your head hurting you, but my advice, when time for we to leave, walk around your baby with your pundit. Walk around and ask mother as I circumambulate if just 3 times. Anybody who cook, anybody who fast, this is your chance. Touch the hand and walk, mother, and you're pushing by me in the car. Not me so much. I is just a servant. But the person, the book is going and get to say, Ma, I have a little trouble. I have a little difficulty. I have a little problem. Please help me, Ma. I get to tote you now. If you understand the value of walking in Murti when only did this Stapan career here, imagine this is not man-made. This is God's voice we're written in a text. And because of that, the book becomes the body of the goddess, just in a different form. This, maybe that one we can't lift because she put on, you know how strong he is, I can't lift that. But now, she's in a form packaged that I could lift in a jewelry on my head. And let the sin that this person, be honest with yourself tonight. I'm a sinful person. I'm going through trouble. If I was a blessed person partner, I wouldn't have sickness, trouble, difficulty, worries about bills. I wouldn't have them things. I would have been living the best life every day of my life. I wouldn't be worried about bandit. And if my child will get in an accident on the road, or if they get a virus that's going wrong, I wouldn't have to worry about that. But when you know the truth, and you understand what this life really is, then you're going to understand the value of your prayer. And you don't throw away your prayer. You don't neglect prayer and expect change to come in your life. Vindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Everybody, we done off, I said? Oh, we have it. Everybody, we're going to do the final offering for our yagya. Please stand. If for the members of the temple, for the people who made the prasad, for the people who have been cooking, God bless the person who sweep this temple. God bless the people who pick the leaf. If you would like to come and touch hand as this is going in the fire, this is your house. This is your hard work. You sweat to make this happen. So people like myself could come and do this. I get to read it and somebody get to hear it. We happy because of your work, your sweat. This is our opportunity. If you want to come and touch, come and touch. Let me say a little prayer as we getting ready. Holding the Purnahoti. There's just a little offering, really. Fancy word for that. Chandikaye satetam yena Twamara Chandika Bhaktaha Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvaisho Jahi Devi Dehi Saubhagyam Arogyam Dehi Me Param Chan Sukham Rupam Dehi Mara, grant me. Mara, you bless me with good fortune. Mara, tonight as we make this offering, as we witness this freedom from disease, verse 12 of the Argala Stotra. Mara, bless me with the highest happiness when you are sitting and the sadness is inside of you. And there's nobody to even tell. Pandit, I can't tell you. I can't tell my mother. I can't tell nobody. Mother, I am telling you my trouble. Take it out by virtue of this offering. Grant me elegance. Grant me victory. Grant me glory. Destroy those beings that wish to harm me. You are my warrior. You are my goddess. Slay all the enemies that wish to harm, damn, and wish me bad. I put my head at your feet. Vedahi dvaisatatam nasham Vedahi balamukshatam Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvaisho Jahi. Destroy those forms that are jealousful. Augment my strength to hold the burden of tomorrow. Make me capable. Make me strong. Give me the ability to weather the storm I am going through. Grant me the elegance. Grant me the victory when you have trouble in your house. How you could smile tomorrow. That is a God-given gift that sometimes we neglect to admit. Thank you, God, for that. When God gave you the strength to overcome the argument and you could go back to the days when you will find happiness again, truthful happiness, that healing happen, that moment, that ability to transition from pain to no pain. Mother, tonight I see you there. Give me that victory over that moment. Grant me glory and destroy every enemy in my life. Surya Asurya Shiro Ratna Anagishtuta Chane Ambika Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvesho Jahi. Oh Mother, whether they are demon, whether they are Devta, why Devta? The Gra, the Dosh, the different things that cause trouble in real life, rob them of the potency, the energy to inflict pain and trouble in my life. You are my mother. You control the things that are playing in my life, and dear Goddess, you made the devtas, you made the demons, you made everything. Give me and grant me the elegance, give me and grant me the victory, give me the glory, and destroy the enemies in my life. Prachanda Daitya Ardhyapi Chandika Pranate Me Yascha Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Vijasho Jahi. O Chandika, O destroyer of the fiercest demon, breaking people's pride. Sometimes in my life there are people who are full of false pride, people who are insultive, people who don't know humility. God, I put them in your care. Watch out to pray. I put them in your care. Teach them humility. Teach them honesty. Who don't want to be truthful, you teach them. You take charge. I put my troubles in your hand. Make me elegant. Make me victorious. Make me glorious. Make me a victor over the enemies in my life. Om, say your prayers. Om Puranamida. Puranamidam Puranata Puranamudakshate Puranasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om, together. Om Puranati Gum Shantihi Swaha. Sarva Papam Haram Divyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanam Maya Dattam Grahina Parmeshwaram Vanaspati Rasau Bhuto Gandhadyo Gandhoktamam Agre Sarva Devanam Dupoyam Prati Grihatam. Now we bow. Take the heat individually, the energy, and introduce that energy throughout your body. If the chest have a sick, if the belly have a sick, if the private have a sick, no shame, is your body. Mother, stand up with me, heal me, help me, go down to your feet and touch the earth. If you can't bend, tap the chair, go somewhere, Mother, but come off of my body. Mangalam Bhagawan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudatvaja, Mangalam Pundari Kaksham, Mangalayatanu Hari, Gita Ganga Chagayatri, Sita Satya Saraswati, Brahma Vidya Brahma Valdi, Tri Sandhya Mukta Gehini, Artha Mata Chirananda, Bhau Agni Bhay Nashini, Vedatre Parananta, Tatvarata Jnana Manjari. Put your hands together now. Take a quick second and you say your prayers. Sometimes we just come prayers, but we don't pray. Let that end tonight. When you get the opportunity to be in the company of good people, satsang, talking good things, talking godly topics, we don't have time for gossip and needless, pointless, helpless points. There's so much to talk about in your dharma. Time always slipping away, running away. Mother, as we bring an end to our yaga, the sacrifice we made to be here, to get the clothes iron, to get home, shower, bathe, go, pick flowers, make parasat, cook food, this is coming to an end. Tomorrow we are not going to be together. Tomorrow this place may be closed. It may not have the crowd. Mother, bless us as we separate tonight. If we are not together in this way tomorrow, allow we to transition into our ordinary diet, our ordinary procedure, or ordinary time management, or ordinary schedule. without any negative repercussion. Tvameva Mata. Everybody. Tvameva Bandhuscha. Tvameva Vidya. Tvameva Sarvam. Tvameva Sarvam. Om Shanti. Everybody. Shanti. Shanti. Prem Solo Mahapati Mahadeva ki. Pavanaputra Numana ki. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki. Vindravan Bihari Lal ki. Satya Sanatan Dharma ki. Jai. Jai Jai. Sitaram. Sitaram everybody.